Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to Dark Dimensions videos. Tonight we're diving headfirst into the chilling unknown, exploring the shadowy realm of ghost sightings caught on camera. We've scoured the darkest corners of the internet, unearthed the most compelling evidence, and we're about to take you on a journey that will send chills down your spine. From haunted hotels to abandoned asylums, these bone-chilling encounters will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the afterlife. Get ready to confront the unexplained, because we're about to unlock the secrets of the paranormal. These are the stories that will keep you up at night, the images that will stay with you long after the lights go out. This is Dark Dimensions videos, and we're about to embark on a terrifying exploration into the heart of the paranormal. Let's go! Our first stop takes us to the grand halls of a century-old hotel, a place steeped in history and rumored to be haunted by the spirits of its former guests. You can feel the weight of the past here, the energy of countless lives lived and lost within these walls. The air is thick with anticipation, a palpable sense of unease that sends shivers down your spine. You can almost hear the echoes of laughter and sorrow, the remnants of lives lived and lost, lingering in the shadows. As we venture deeper into the heart of the hotel, the temperature drops, a bone-chilling cold that seems to seep into your very bones. The silence is broken only by the creaking of the floorboards beneath our feet, each step a reminder that we are not alone. There's a presence here, something unseen that watches our every move, its cold, dead eyes boring into us from the darkness. We can feel it, sense it, and we know that we're about to come face to face with the unknown. As we round a corner, the camera captures something truly unsettling. A shadowy figure, barely perceptible at first, materializes in the distance, its form shifting and swirling in the dim light. It's a fleeting glimpse, a momentary tear in the fabric of reality, but it's enough to send chills down your spine. The figure seems to glide effortlessly through the hallway, its movements fluid and ethereal, defying the laws of physics. What we're witnessing is the undeniable evidence of the afterlife. A chilling reminder that death is not the end, but merely a transition to another realm. The figure lingers for a moment, its cold, dead eyes seemingly staring directly into the camera, before vanishing into thin air. The experience leaves us shaken, our hearts pounding in our chests, as we try to comprehend what we've just witnessed. We've captured something truly extraordinary, a glimpse into the realm of the dead, and it's an experience we'll never forget. Our investigation takes us to the crumbling ruins of Cranbrook Mental Asylum, a place where the air is thick with despair and the echoes of suffering still linger. This is a place where the veil between our world and the next is thin, where the tormented souls of the forgotten roam freely. The asylum stands as a chilling testament to the horrors of the past, its decaying walls whispering tales of madness, neglect, and unspeakable cruelty. It's a place where hope went to die, where the cries of the tormented still echo through the empty corridors. As we step inside, we're immediately hit with an overwhelming sense of dread, a feeling that we're walking into the belly of the beast. The air is heavy with the stench of decay, and the oppressive silence is broken only by the sound of our own footsteps. Every inch of this forsaken place screams of suffering, of lives shattered and spirits broken. We're walking a tightrope between our world and the next, and we know that danger lurks around every corner. We venture deeper into the asylum, our flashlights cutting through the darkness, illuminating the horrors that lie within. The air grows colder, the silence more profound, as if the very walls are closing in on us. As we enter the old hydrotherapy room, the camera captures something truly unsettling. A shadowy figure, tall and gaunt, materializes in the corner of the room, its form shifting and swirling like smoke in the dim light. The figure seems to emanate an aura of pure evil, a palpable sense of menace that sends shivers down our spines. It's as if the darkness itself has taken on a physical form, its malevolent gaze fixed upon us. We can feel our hearts pounding in our chests, our breaths catching in our throats, as we try to comprehend what we're witnessing. This is no ordinary shadow, no trick of the light. This is something far more sinister, something that sends a primal fear coursing through our veins. We've all got memories of parks, right? Swings, slides, the laughter of kids. But this place, this park, holds a darker kind of memory. A residual energy of something tragic, something lost. People have reported seeing a child here, alone, after dark, playing silently amongst the creaking swings and the empty merry-go-round. Now I don't scare easy, but the thought of a kid all alone, especially a spectral one, that messes with you, man. It's that innocence lost, that vulnerability. Witnesses describe the apparition as a young boy, dressed in clothes from a bygone era, just endlessly playing. No laughter, no joy, just the quiet movements of a soul stuck in time. What happened here? What binds this young spirit to this playground? We've set up our gear, cameras strategically placed to capture any sign of movement, any flicker of the ethereal. The air is thick with anticipation, a palpable energy that feels heavy, almost suffocating. The stillness of this park is deafening. You can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the ghostly remnants of children long gone. Our thermal cameras scan the playground, searching for any sign of a cold spot, any indication of a paranormal presence. The meters are jumping, the EMF reader spiking erratically. Something isn't right here. We call out, our voices a jarring interruption in the silent night. Is anyone here? Are you the boy who plays in the park? Silence. And then, a faint rustling from the bushes behind the swing set. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but our cameras pick it up. Could this be the ghostly child revealing himself to us? Or is it just the wind playing tricks on our already heightened senses? We press on, determined to uncover the truth behind the haunting of this playground. Every creak of the swings, every rustle of leaves, sends shivers down our spines. Mirrors, man. They're portals to another realm, reflecting not just our physical selves but our deepest fears. This story, it comes from a place where the veil is thin, where the boundary between our world and the spectral realm blurs. We're investigating an old house, a place steeped in sorrow, a place where a tragic accident took the life of a young woman. They say she haunts this place, her spirit tethered to the earthly plane by unfinished business, by a story left untold. But what's most terrifying is how she chooses to appear. It's not in the shadows, not in a fleeting glimpse, but in the cold, hard reflection of a mirror. Imagine looking in the mirror expecting to see your own reflection, but instead a ghostly face stares back at you, eyes filled with sadness, a spectral image superimposed over your own. This isn't Hollywood, folks. This is real fear, real encounters with the unknown. We've placed cameras around the mirror, hoping to capture evidence of this spectral phenomenon. The air is heavy, charged with static electricity. It's like the room itself is holding its breath, bracing for something to happen. I can feel my pulse quickening, my senses on high alert. And then, it happens, a flicker of movement in the mirror's reflection. At first it's just a distortion, a ripple in the image, but then it becomes clearer. A face, pale and drawn, materializes in the glass. The eyes, oh man, the eyes, they bore into the camera lens, filled with a deep, unyielding sadness. Is she trying to communicate? Is she trapped on the other side, reaching out for help? We try to make contact, our voices echoing in the silence. We can see you. We're here to listen. Cemeteries, man. They're not just burial grounds, they're energy vortexes, places where the veil between life and death is tissue thin. Tonight we're investigating a cemetery with a dark history, a place where restless spirits are said to roam among the tombstones. People have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread within these hallowed grounds. There's a palpable heaviness here, a weight that hangs in the air, thick and oppressive. You can almost taste it, metallic and cold. We're here to confront the darkness, to communicate with whatever entities might be lurking among the graves. Our thermal cameras cut through the darkness, searching for any sign of cold spots, any indication of a spectral presence. The hairs on the back of my neck are standing on end. Something doesn't feel right here. The silence is broken only by the sound of our own footsteps and the distant hooting of an owl. We navigate the maze of tombstones, our flashlights casting eerie shadows that dance and sway in the darkness. The air grows colder, the temperature dropping noticeably as we approach a mausoleum in the distance. Our EMF reader spikes, the needle jumping erratically as we draw closer. There's definitely something here, something that doesn't want to be found. We press on, our hearts pounding in our chests. We've come too far to turn back now. We catch a glimpse of movement out of the corner of our eyes, a fleeting shadow darting behind a tombstone. Could it be the cemetery specter, trying to avoid our gaze? We raise our cameras, ready to capture whatever might be lurking in the darkness. We're standing in front of what looks like an ordinary dilapidated house, but don't let the peeling paint and creaky floorboards fool you. This place has a dark past, steeped in tragedy and despair. Locals whisper tales of a family brutally murdered within these walls. Some say the air itself crackles with negative energy. We've heard stories of unexplained noises and objects moving on their own. Tonight, we're here to confront whatever lingers within these walls. We're here to face the darkness head-on and uncover the truth. Right off the bat, we're picking up some strange readings on our EMF detectors. The needles are jumping erratically, indicating a powerful electromagnetic field. This could be a sign of something trying to manifest, something trying to make its presence known. We've also got our EVP recorder rolling, capturing every sound, every whisper, every disembodied voice that might try to communicate with us. We're not just relying on technology though, we're also using our intuition, our gut feelings, to guide us through this investigation. And that's when it happened. A loud bang, like something heavy being dropped from the ceiling, echoed through the house. It came from the attic, the same attic where the family was said to have met their gruesome end. We cautiously made our way up the creaking stairs, each step filled with anticipation and dread. There's no denying it now, something is definitely here with us. The air is thick with anticipation and I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. We're not alone in this haunted house. We're driving down a desolate stretch of highway, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through miles of empty fields. This road has a reputation, a dark legend that's haunted travelers for decades. They call it the Devil's Pass, and it's said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity, a place where the veil between our world and the next wears thin. Locals tell chilling tales of phantom hitchhikers, their spectral thumbs beckoning for a ride into the darkness. Truckers whisper of shadowy figures darting across the road, causing fatal accidents that leave no logical explanation. There's something inherently eerie about being on a deserted road at night. The darkness seems to press in from all sides, amplifying every sound, every rustle in the bushes. It's a place where your senses are heightened, where your imagination can run wild. We're here to experience this firsthand, to see if the legends hold any truth. We're rolling the cameras, our headlights cutting through the darkness, hoping to catch a glimpse of whatever lurks on this haunted highway. As we rounded a bend, our headlights illuminated a lone figure, a young woman in a white dress, her thumb extended in a plea for help. We slowed down, hearts pounding, a mixture of fear and fascination. There was something off about her, an ethereal quality. Her eyes glowed and her smile was unsettlingly wide. We rolled down the window, the cool night air rushing in. "Can we help you?" I asked, my voice trembling. The woman just continued to smile, her eyes never leaving mine. And then, just as quickly as she appeared, she vanished. 1 minute she was there, the next she was gone. We slammed on the brakes, struggling to process what we had witnessed. We searched the area, but there was no sign of her. It was as if she had never existed. We're standing outside an unassuming suburban home, the kind of place you wouldn't look twice at. But behind the facade of normalcy lies a terrifying secret, a family held captive by unseen forces. This isn't just a case of a few creaky floorboards and flickering lights. This is full-blown poltergeist activity. The family living here, the Smiths, have been tormented relentlessly by unexplained phenomena. Objects flying across the room, furniture moving on its own, disembodied voices whispering threats in the dead of night. They're living every family's worst nightmare. We've seen the security camera footage, and it's some of the most compelling evidence of poltergeist activity we've ever encountered. Doors slamming shut on their own, shadows darting across the hallway, even the family dog cowering in fear as if sensing an unseen presence. The Smiths are at their wits' end, they're exhausted, terrified, and desperate for answers. They've called us in as a last resort, hoping we can shed some light on the darkness that's invaded their home. We set up our equipment, strategically placing cameras and sensors throughout the house. The atmosphere is thick with tension, a palpable sense of dread. We start our investigation in the living room, the epicenter of paranormal activity. As we roll the cameras, the EMF meter spikes, and then it happens. A vase lifts into the air and smashes against the wall. We're all stunned, our eyes wide with disbelief. This is no ordinary haunting. We need to help the Smiths break the hold this entity has on their home. We're heading deep into the woods, a place where darkness falls heavy and the unknown seems to watch your every move. People have reported seeing a shadowy figure lurking among the trees, something that seems to vanish as quickly as it appears. We're not talking about some harmless hiker, no, this is something else entirely. This thing, it sends chills down your spine. This image was captured by a group of friends hiking in the area. They claim they didn't see anything unusual at the time, but when they looked at the photo later, there it was. That unmistakable darkness, almost like a void in the shape of a man. You can't tell me that's just a trick of the light. We've heard similar stories from others who have dared to venture into these woods. Whispers of something moving just out of sight. A feeling of being watched, followed. It's like whatever this thing is, it feeds on the fear that builds in your gut. Section 2. Witness Testimony. We managed to track down one of the hikers from that day. He was hesitant to talk at first, clearly shaken by the experience. But eventually, he agreed to share his story, his voice trembling as he spoke. He told us about the feeling of dread that overcame them as they went deeper into the woods, how the air grew heavy and cold, as if a storm was brewing. He described the moment they snapped that photo, how the hair stood up on the back of his neck, like someone was breathing down his back. They didn't stick around to find out what it was. They ran, the sound of their own pounding hearts echoing in their ears. When he looked back, he could have sworn he saw that shadow, that darkness moving towards them, gaining ground. This is more than just a story, folks. This is raw, primal fear captured on camera. And it's a terrifying reminder that there are things out there, lurking in the shadows, that we may never fully understand. This next story takes us to a century-old house with an attic that seems to hold more than just old furniture and forgotten memories. A young couple living there reported hearing strange noises coming from the attic. Footsteps, whispers, things moving around in the dead of night. At first, they brushed it off as old house sounds, but it didn't take long for them to realize that something wasn't right. They set up a camera in the attic, hoping to catch whatever was causing the disturbance. What they captured sent chills down their spines. In the grainy footage, you can see a faint mist forming near the corner of the room. It swirls and pulsates, growing larger and taking on a distinct shape. The shape of a woman, dressed in what appears to be a long, flowing white gown. She seems to glide across the room, her feet never quite touching the floor, before vanishing into thin air. The couple was horrified. They couldn't deny it anymore. Their attic was haunted. We dug into the history of the house and uncovered a tragic story. It seems a young woman had lived there many years ago, her husband away at war. One day she received news that he had been killed in action. Overcome with grief, she took her own life in that very attic. Locals say her spirit never left the house. They say she's still waiting for her husband to return, trapped in her own personal purgatory of sorrow and despair. The couple who lived there eventually moved out, unable to handle the constant feeling of being watched, the overwhelming sense of sadness that permeated the air. This is a story of love lost and a spirit unable to find peace. It's a reminder that sometimes the veil between our world and the next is thin, and that the echoes of tragedy can linger long after the events themselves have faded into memory. We've journeyed into the dark corners of the unknown, explored the chilling evidence of the paranormal, and come face to face with the unexplained. From haunted hallways to ghostly apparitions, these stories serve as a chilling reminder that we are not alone. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the paranormal. Stay tuned for more spine-chilling investigations from Dark Dimensions Videos production. And remember, the next time you find yourself in the dark, listen closely. You never know what you might hear.